Brother Ed to the podium, please. Thank you for being here. And who are these fine fellows with you?
I've got a couple of our deacons and Fred Flowers, stand up, man. If I got to stand, you man too. And Howard Durrell, they're both deacons that have been serving at the church for quite a while.
We are glad to have you here, and since they are standing, let us stand for a prayer and a pledge.
We say the first of prayer.
I'll do the prayer.
Heavenly Father, as we come before you this day, we acknowledge your sovereignty in our lives, your sovereignty in the foundation of this nation. And Father, as we have the Thanksgiving holidays on the horizon, we are thankful for the liberty that you give us, the freedom of speech and religion, the freedom to be able to elect those who will supervise over us in governmental affairs. And God, I thank you for Judge Roberts, for the members of this Fiscal Court. Pray your blessing upon them, give them the wisdom they need for the decisions that will have to be made. And God, we thank you most of all, that you are the one who is the great judge. And to you we will give an account one day. For we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, deacons, for being here. Appreciate it. I have two announcements before we start working on our agenda. I want to let you know that our County Attorney Martha Robinson is at a mandatory state child support enforcement training in Bowling Green. So our county attorney will not be here today, and she asked me to let you all know. And again, it's a mandatory state child support training. And we have Tammy Baker, Assistant County Attorney, filling in for Martha Robinson. Also, I want to let Sheriff David Greenwell introduce the new Director of Fine.
Okay. Mr. Mike Applegate, you can tell you his name is spelled correctly. Mike came to us from Jefferson County. He's retired, and he's going to be a real blessing to our drug task force. There's been a lot of confusion in the past. When we took over the drug task force, basically it went on the way to almost nothing. There was only 2 sheriff's deputies involved in the task force. Since then we've really grown, and now it's time that we do have a director again. And I'd just like to say that they're doing an awesome job. And a lot of times you don't read about a lot of the things we do in the paper, and it's been intentional. It's not that we don't want to keep the public informed, but it's just necessary to get some of these bigger drug dealers that they don't know what we're doing in the county. And I just like to say, though, since the inception of our task force, we have taken in more drugs, money, and forfeitures than the old task force in its entire existence. And without further ado, this is Mike, and I'd like for him to introduce himself and tell you guys a little bit about our task force.
My name's Mike Hallbline. Just started about 4 weeks ago. We plan on coming out, and my focus with the union is going to be focused on some of the major organizations or cartels. I think a lot of times we focus on smaller complaints, but we still will, any complaint called in, we will work that complaint as with any other complaint. But along with that, our detectives are going to focus on some of the major cases. We'll also have some other things we're going to implement. I won't speak about now, but you'll see and you'll slowly start to see some different things happen, and it's all just a way to combat drugs. Heroin's been an increase that we're trying to catch up to. We're having a hard time catching up to it, but it's something we're going to focus on too. So I know that's sweeping along with the pills that started sweeping the country. Now heroin's come right behind it and sweep the country also. So we're here. I told the sheriff, I said, I've been teaching for a long time. Anybody in the community, whether it be schools, businesses, community groups, if you all want a class taught, we'll customize the class to whatever group we're going to teach to. And you just call us, call me, let me know exactly what you want, let me know who's going to be at the class, and I'll customize anything you want me to. We're going to try to get there and make a change. One of the changes I think the media is actually educating people on what's actually going on. A lot of people don't understand. People think cartels, we don't have cartels in our community. I'm here to tell you, we have a lot of cartels in the community. They stated, and they don't want to come up here and make themselves known, so they're very quiet, but they're very violent, very dangerous. And I think that that's something we need to target to try and push those out of Bullitt County, and let the other counties, fight that themselves. We have to take care of this county. Like I said, I'm up for any new ideas. I'm new, so if you all have another idea that you want to call me and say, hey, have you thought about doing this, thought about doing that, we're up for that too. So we're here, just call me. I'll go to any kind of meeting that we're gonna have to try and figure out how we can help out the community, but I'm open for anything.
Mike, if you would, too, just so everybody here knows, you talk a little bit about your background and where you came from. And Mike's an instructor. He teaches a lot of the drug classes to all the incoming cadets and stuff. But if you would, just give a little bit of your background, where you've been.
I was hired December 7th, 1992 with Louisville Metro. Spent 20 years, retired in April. While I was on Louisville Metro, I was a police training officer. We started the actual first flex platoon. Louisville Metro was divided into divisions. And I was on the first flex platoon. That was a success. So all the other districts in the created their own flex platoon. I spent total about 8 years in major case narcotics. I gave it 100%. I was real successful. I was Officer of the Year when I was in major narcotics. I was also nominated 2009, 2010, nominated for Officer of the Year. While I was in narcotics, I personally seized almost $2 million in cash, almost 30 kilograms of cocaine, 600 pounds of marijuana. Real successful in some of the techniques I used in my investigations. Because I was so successful, I then became a Kentucky Law Enforcement Council instructor. I went around, I started teaching all of the recruit classes. I teach narcotics portion. Then I started teaching all the in-service of Louisville Metro as far as search warrants goes and major case investigations and also narcotics. I spent 5 years in the SWAT team, and I was also in homicide for 5 years. And I was also an expert witness for the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I testified in other officers' cases as to the amount of narcotics seized that constituted trafficking or personal use.
Thank you, Mike.
Any questions?
Manager, do you have any questions?
I was watching TV this morning when I came to court, and there's a new drug, I think, of course, maybe not you, but and it's either Holly or Molly. I forgot, I should say it. And it's a combination of other things, and it says now it's getting to be really big as a choice of drugs.
We can't keep up on new drugs. They had the new crocodile. I think Chief Deputy was talking about that the other day. The new crocodile heroin, the Russian type heroin that we made, really inexpensive, really cheap. But now they say if you're addicted to that, your life expectancy is between 6 months and 2 years. It's almost like a flesh-eating disease. Look at the pictures; it just literally is the flesh off the bone. We've had, I think, 3 cases in Louisville so far, in Kentucky so far. So we try to keep up with them, but as fast as we keep up with them, they continue. We had people years ago saying, we had influence calling years ago saying, I forgot to start concentrating on pills. And of course, we didn't need concern pills. You know, it's like, no, we're concentrating on meth, heroin, cocaine, and then right out of the it swept the nation. No one realized that a lot of those pills were a heroin derivative. So people think, hey, I can take heroin because it's just a pill. They had no idea they put heroin in the system. Then the company come and make these pills crush proof where we can't inject it, and then everybody goes to heroin. So we're just fighting that epidemic now. We still targeting it all day.
It's good to have you.
All the problems, seriously, call my line's open 24 hours a day. Call me anytime, I'll get back with you personally, and we'll take care of what we do.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Continuing on with some announcements, I'm excited to say that our college is progressing. And I know how important education is, so at that point, with that said, I want to bring up Mark Stout, who's a member of our EDA, who's been working very well in the college, as well as John Snyder, our Executive Director of the Economic Development, and Mark's going to bring some news to us.
Thanks, Judge. Good morning, Masters and Fiscal Court. Glad to be here today and let you know that we have been working diligently to move forward with getting this thing off the ground. There have been a group of people meeting kind of establishes a steering committee in which Magistrate Bradshaw has been sitting with us since I did his district to make some steps and make some guidelines and determine some things. One of those is that we know we will have to have a nonprofit corporation, an education corporation, in which we will eventually, shortly come up with for you, whether you have to approve it, to operate this project. So that there's really a building of taking property, putting a building on, making a lease, and making it work. And within the framework of that, there are certain pieces we're filling in. And as we do that, one of those pieces is filling in a court-appointed magistrate person. I think that this morning the judge was going to recommend, I was talked about promoting it to you to consider Mr. Bradshaw for that, since he's been aware of what's going on. When it comes to bringing to you the final document of the organization for your approval and all that, you will have that in plain time. I'm not asking for anything today regarding that. This is just putting in a slot, so we get the slots filled in before that time, before you get the documentation. The county attorney's office has been looking at some other documentation that we're putting together to make sure everything is posted there. If that falls apart, you've done nothing today. But if you would consider his appointment to that corporation, it's not yet formed, it's still in the conceptual phase, but then that'd be another spot we're going to have to fill in later. And we'll be able, when we come back to you, we'll come back with every I dotted and every T crossed. And I hope I have explained everything properly. If that's I can, we'd be glad to answer any further questions. And this is what we've done, but I think you drive past the property, you will see there's been some work taking place there on the property. We're continually, this is not something that happens overnight, so this is take a step by step. This is one step that I would encourage you to consider and allow that to take place.
Mr. Stout, I would like to make a motion, before I make it, and the motion would be to have John Bradshaw serve on this corporation. But before I make it, without the document in front of you, would you be willing to approve John Bradshaw to be on this corporation based upon the county attorney's opinion on the document once she has that opportunity to read it and then we have the opportunity to see it?
All of that paperwork will get back to you before we ever form anything, so that you will know everything. This is just one slot that helps us to be ready when we come back. To have every line filled in and every key crossed and every item.
It's just going to move along.
It takes me, it's one less thing we have to come back to. And I'm going to commit to you as chairman of the steering committee that before your next regular meeting, we're going to have everything. We're going to do something. So, you'll have it down before we're going to do. And so,
Are you all comfortable with that?
yes.
Okay, thank you all. I'll make a motion to appoint Magistrate John Bradshaw to the Bullitt County, help me out with the verbiage on that.
Education corporation, right? Incorporated. That's what it will be when it's done. It's not 38, don't think it's already been filed, that has not been the case. That's the direction that's the training we're on.
Bridget, based upon the recommendation of the county attorney and of course the approval of Fiscal Court. And I can give you the exact title, you didn't get it, did you get it?
Bullitt County Education Corporation.
Corporation.
Oh, corporation.
Education corporation.
Bullitt County Education Corporation.
Was the development or no?
Do I hear a second?
I'm sorry, it is Bullitt County Education Development Corporation.
Bullitt County Education Development Corporation Incorporated.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm working on those, so.
Okay, and Magistrate Lasswell made a second to that motion. Now, before we do questions of discussion, Ms. Brown, read that motion again.
The motion is to appoint Magistrate Bradshaw based upon the county attorney's recommendation and EDA's recommendation to the Bullitt County Education Development Corporation Incorporated. Motion by Jackson.
Okay, I don't think we need the EDA involved.
Okay.
It's based upon the county attorney's recommendation and upon approval of fiscal court. Well, that's kind of redundant, that section.
Could maybe make it pending the county attorney's
Pending,
recommendation?
yeah, thank you.
Fine.
Pending the county attorney's.
Do we need corporation and incorporation both on here, on this?
Corporation works fine.
Well,
Good question.
but when the final document, when it's pending on this other anyway, so I think whatever mistake we may have, that we can.
I agree,
correct.
okay. But in order to go ahead and start the correction, go ahead.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, so I changed it to pending the county attorney's approval.
And don't even, you don't even have to put the fiscal court on there
Okay.
now, because we're giving approval today.
Right.
And this is just kind of getting today. Okay, read that title, just read the title again.
The Bullitt County Education and Development Corporation.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, any questions or discussion on this motion? And hearing none, Ms. Brandon, you call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Does he vote on
I'll
this?
abstain.
That's your thing.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
It was an abstention.
Yes.
Magistrate Bradshaw, yeah. Any questions for Barb or for John concerning this grand opportunity?
Thank you for your opportunity, thank you for your support, and I'll be back again, I'm sure.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay.
John. Let's go back to item number 4 on our agenda, presentation and approval of bills. Magistrate, you have the bills in front of you. If there are any questions, please let us know. Motion or action?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion concerning the bill that's presented by the Judge Executive's office? And Ms. Brandon, you call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts? Yes. Motion carries.
And the bills as presented by the Treasurer's office, Ms. Sharp.
Bills as presented to you in the treasurer's packet were dated for October the 17th and October the 31st for your approval.
No questions, I'll make a motion to approve treasurer's bill.
I'll second that one.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sharp. Number 5, approval of the minutes from October 15th. Any changes?
I had one was just, she had made a mistake on the word, she got withdrawn, it should have been withdrawn. And that's the only thing I found actually.
What page was it, Madam?
It was on page,
Have you found it?
5, yes.
Ms.
I
Brandon,
showed
you
you
found it?
already.
Oh, okay.
If it was only that, I just went ahead and showed it to her.
Good, good. Looks great. Action is requested.
make a motion to approve the minutes with that one change. So it seems to me.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brown, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, Director Hammond for planning and zoning, second readings. Good morning, Director Hammond.
Good morning. Okay, we have second reading today. The first one is docket number 2013-Z-27. The applicant Daniel Miller is asking to rezone from ag non-conforming to R4 residential. The planning commission heard this case on September 12, 2013. They recommended to approve it with the restriction as shown on, mobile homes allowed on the property, only 6 homes. And this property is ag non-conforming, which is less than the 10-acre requirement, and R4 zoning would be more suitable, and this adjoins other R4 properties.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, Bullitt County, ordinance number 13-26, an ordinance changing the zoning from agricultural non-conforming to R4 residential. The property in question is 6.067 acres, more or less, located on the east side of Horsefly Hollow Road in an unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and being assigned TPA parcel number 03900000030. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in summary, number 1, sets forth that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2013-Z-27, is hereby changed from agricultural non-conforming to R4 residential. Given first reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 15th day of October 2013. Given second reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 5th day of November 2013.
Thanks, ma'am.
I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the zoning commission. Approve this.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brown, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts? Yes. Motion carried.
Okay, our next case, is docket number 2013-Z-28, William M. Bratcher, asking to rezone from conservation to R1 residential. The Planning Commission heard this case on September 12, 2013. They made a motion to approve with the understanding that the original restrictions from docket 2010-Z07 dated June 7, 2010, and recorded in the Bullitt County Clerk's Office shall remain in effect. This restriction restricts any further division of the property. A portion of the applicant's property has already been rezoned to R1 residential, and he's just asking to bring all of the R1 so it be in conformity with the R1 regulations. And there were concerns that the applicant may want to subdivide this property further and place additional homes on the property.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, Bullitt County, ordinance number 13-27, an ordinance changing the zoning from conservation to R1 residential. The property in question is 10.0189 acres, more or less, located at the end of Proctor Lane in an unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and being assigned PBA parcel number 064-000-000018. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in summary, number 1, sets forth that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2013-Z-28, is hereby changed from conservation to R1 residential. Given first reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 15th day of October 2013. Given second reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 5th day of November 2013.
Thank you, Ms. Baker.
I make a motion that we accept it as planning and zoning as requested.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, our next case is docket number 2013-Z-29. The applicant, Kimberly Kearney, and she's asking to rezone from agricultural to R1 residential. The planning commission heard this case on September 12, 2013. They recommended to approve this. There are other R1 properties in the immediate area, and this will allow the applicant to divide off the 1.313 acres to build a new single-family dwelling.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, Bullitt County, ordinance number 13-28, an ordinance changing the zoning from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 1.313 acres more or less, located on the south side of Sunview Court in an unincorporated area of Bullitt County, being assigned PPA parcel number 055-000-00012. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in summary number 1, sets forth that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2013-Z-29, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Given first reading in the regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 15th day of October 2013. Given second reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 5th day of November 2013.
In the border between the two. I make a motion to approve the recommendation of planning.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I do have one other item today. I have 5 members, which 2 are staff, the rest are commission members, that are going to be going to Spencer County for training on Thursday, and the cost is $20 per person. It's really inexpensive for training. And I would like Fiscal Court to approve Ms. Bradley to cut a check to the Spencer County Planning Commission for $100 for those members.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
I think you did this shot.
Yes. I did.
Okay.
Okay, hearing no questions or discussion, Ms. Brandon, will you read the motion, please?
The motion is to allow, or to authorize Ms. Sharp to cut a check to the Spencer County Planning Commission. In the amount, that's it.
Okay, any questions or discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Brandon, will you call the roll?
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Director Shaw.
If I could mention one more thing, we have a comprehensive plan meeting in the Fiscal Court on Thursday, from 6 to 8. So I would like anybody in the audience to come to this meeting, because it's very important that we finish up our comprehensive plan for the county.
Do we know if this is the last one before she comes back with her, everything put together?
I'm not exactly sure. She's trying to have Shepherdsville, not Washington, and I talked to her this morning, she's trying to finish up the county land use plan. So if she gets all that done, then this may possibly be the last one until we have like another open public meeting. We'll find out for sure.
Is there anybody here at Nichols Hill?
I don't believe so, Jimmy, I don't see my,
I was hoping to get that issue fixed up. And there might be a name or correction on that, if you got it down, Applegate Road.
You want me to read it?
Well, you can, that's here.
go ahead, take care of it.
On motion of, well, it's resolution 1315. On motion of blank, Bullitt Fiscal Court, seconded by Bullitt Fiscal Court, and whereas it has been determined by Bullitt Fiscal Court that it is in the public's interest to change the speed limit as set forth below, and whereas it has been determined by the Bullitt Fiscal Court that it is in the public interest for the Bullitt Fiscal Court to expend funds to post 25-mile-per-hour speed limit sign on the roads set out below. Therefore, the speed limit on the following road located in Bullitt County, Kentucky shall be changed to 25 miles per hour. Applegate Road off of Bituminous. The county shall expend funds to post at least one 25-mile-per-hour speed limit sign on the road set out above. This resolution has been adopted by Fiscal Court on the 5th day of November 2013 by a vote of 24 blank against and blank abstentions. This resolution shall stand adopted and the county shall proceed to expend public funds on the road described. This resolution shall be posted as required by statute.
Well, you know, an agenda where it was just Applegate. And it had run on the agenda, so I just want to make sure that's right.
Yeah, it's on here.
Yeah, Applegate Run off of Weaver's Run.
It's right here.
That's all I've got.
Well, let's go ahead and get this one passed.
I make a motion to pass the resolution to change the speed limit from 35 to 25 miles per hour.
Do we hear? We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And I don't see any reason to read that motion again. It's clear. Ms. Brandon, you know.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Glasgow?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts? Yes. Motion carried.
That's all I've got. Mine,
Okay, and I want to thank the road department for all the hard work that they're doing with the roads and clearing the college property. We really appreciate
I'll
it.
tell them.
Thanks,
I
Howard.
appreciate that, for just waiting for it.
It's really good out there.
Got more I'm moving into. Thank you.
Tell them I said thank you. Judge, you want to let the board know Mike's message?
Yes, he is at an applicant agent class in Frankfurt this week. That's why he's not here.
Thank you, Deputy Judge. Director Hatfield.
I don't have anything, Judge. Y'all have anything for me? I'm going back to work.
That's good. Director Officer. We've already taken care of number one, under new business, and number two, under new business, action is requested to change the payroll date from Thursday, November 28th to Wednesday, November 27th, due to the Thanksgiving holiday, and to disperse payroll checks on Wednesday, November 27th.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
Does that motion need to say it authorizes?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Just double check.
Just to authorize a change of payment.
Yes. Yes, yeah.
any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandon, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Ross?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Georgia. Okay, number 3 under new business, action is requested on resolution 13-14. That resolution is adopting and approving the execution of a rural secondary program agreement between the Fiscal Court and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid, and accepting all roads and streets referred to therein as being part of the county road system. This is not even new as a deputy judge. This is
We receive these from the state. So we have to adopt the resolution first, and then the agreement second.
I'm just not used to seeing those last words, accepting all roads and streets referred to there as being part of the county road system. I'm not used to seeing those words on the agenda.
I just used the heading that's in the resolution.
So we're gonna do the resolution today, but the other one will be,
No, we just do have to do it first, and then the agreement's right.
Oh, okay.
You just have to adopt the resolution before you can accept the agreement.
So let's have action on the resolution first. It's resolution 13-14.
I make a motion to, accept resolution 13-14.
Should we read it first?
Yes.
I make that motion.
Yes. Ms. Bailey, do you want to read that?
Sure.
That's you.
Resolution number 13-14, Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, resolution adopting and approving the execution of a rural secondary program agreement between the Fiscal Court and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid, and accepting all roads and streets referred to therein as being part of the county road system. Be it resolved by the Fiscal Court that the Fiscal Court is hereby certified that all roads and streets referred to in said agreement are county roads as defined in KRS 178.0101B, and the Fiscal Court does hereby ratify and adopt all statements, representations, warranties, covenants, and agreements contained in said agreement, and does hereby accept said agreement, and by such acceptance agrees to all the terms and conditions therein stated, and the county judge executive of the county is hereby authorized and directed to sign said agreement as set forth on behalf of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, and the county clerk of Bullitt County is hereby authorized and directed to certify thereto.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Okay, do we have the motion and the second?
Motion on it. I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Ms. Shaw, do you recall how much money we usually get for this? And I'm very sure like that. Can anybody recall how much we usually get?
Last year,
Was how much?
300 and some odd thousand,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's what I was wondering, but I'm still like.
Yeah.
I was saying like 798,000.
So this is additional funding.
We won't get it in time to do anything with it until next spring, but we gotta do it now.
So this is additional money that we're getting. We're getting additional money, we're getting some additional money that we paid into the state from our taxes to resurface our roads. So I'm grateful for that, to have this extra money to collect off. Okay, let's do the resolution. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Brandon, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Number 4 will be the agreement. And action will be requested on agreement between the KYTC, which is the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet and Bullitt County Fiscal Court to perform the Bituminous resurfacing. Did I pronounce Bituminous right?
Yes.
Bituminous resurfacing of various county roads of $319,666. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the Transportation Cabinet and Fiscal Court.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandy, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Radshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Did we read this into the record, or do we need to do
Oh,
that?
do we come on?
Yeah, you can have
We don't have to read it?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And under new business number 5, action is requested to adopt the 2014 holiday schedule. Deputy Judge, do you want to review the email you sent to the fiscal court?
Yes, ma'am. Per our handbook, we adopt the state holiday schedule. And I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that in 2014, we have off Christmas Day and the day after. Typically, we are off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but I'm assuming that because Christmas falls on Thursday next year, they elected to give the day after Christmas.
So is the desire of the court to leave it the way it is, or to change it so that employees are off on the eves?
I make a motion to accept the 2014 holiday schedule as is.
Thank you.
Consent.
Did you make a second motion?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? The holiday schedule will be as it is written. And Ms. Brandy, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Radshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I believe that concludes the agenda. I did not get anything else, but.
We have families.
Oh, we have people.
And it's
Oh, we do have a people. Take it away, manager.
This lease may enter into the 16th day of October 2013, signed between Bullitt County Fiscal Court. Parties of the first part of Bullitt County Fiscal Court, Les Resource and Reed and Joel Kelly, VC, part of the second part of 170 South Court, Chippewa, Kentucky. Witness that for in consideration of the amount to be paid is hereinafter set out and subject to the provisions herein contained. Lessors do hereby lease to lessee the property located at 130 South Court, Chippewa, Kentucky, 40165, consisting of lots 516, 517, 613, and 614, to have possession of the above stated premises for a term of 1 year. This lease shall commence on the 10th day of November 2013 and to terminate at midnight on the 10th day of November 2014. The leasee agrees to pay for the lessors as consideration for the leasing of the described premises a sum of $1 per lot per year. Provided this lease is made and accepted with the following terms and conditions of which the parties can covenant and to keep and perform. Lessee agrees to take the property as is, to hold lessors blameless for any damages sustained by lessee as a result of their lease of the premises. And lessee further agrees to keep the premises in good condition and repair, to be totally responsible for the maintenance of the premises, and to keep the parking lot clean of debris and trash. Lessee further agrees to use the property only for parking, parks, gravel, or dirt driveways, gardening, or to let animals graze on it, such as horses or cows. The lessee may put up fences but no buildings. The lessees will make sure that the grass is cut and the property clear of all garbage and debris. That was number one. Number two, lessee will not sublet in part or in whole without written consent of lessors. Number three, lessee will not make structural additions to the leased premises without written permission, consent of lessors. Number four, lessee shall carry liability insurance coverage of at least $8,000 to cover against loss or injury to persons entering upon the leased premises. Number five, if the lessee shall perform all the covenants herein agreed to be performed by them, the lessors, the heirs, or assigns shall warrant and defend the lessees in the enjoyment and peaceful possession of said premises during the term of this lease, subject to zoning ordinances of Bullitt County. Number six, if default shall be made by lessee in any manner of the terms of this lease or in performance of the conditions or covenants of this lease, the lessor shall have the right to enter said premises and remove the lessee without any further demand or notice whatsoever, and shall have the option of canceling this lease. Number seven, no waiver by lessors of any breach of covenants to be performed by lessee shall be construed as a waiver of any breach of any of the other covenants of this lease. Number eight, the covenants and agreements contained in the foregoing lease are binding upon the parties hereto and their respective heirs, assigns, personal representatives, and successors. In witness whereof the leaseors and leasee have hereto set their hands and years as stated above, and it's signed by Shirley F. Kelly and William Kelly, I think that's what it is. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Magistrate. And we got a motion.
And I'll make a motion to accept this.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
Ms. Randy, you can call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts? Motion carried.
Now, I think we will complete the agenda. Is there anything else that needs to be brought forward?
I make a motion to go into executive session under KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, subparagraph C, to discuss the status of the pending complaint filed by the jailer.
Need a second? Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Randy, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes. We'll go ahead and start. I make a motion to go back into open session. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to go back into open session. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandy, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Yes.
And John? Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Whitaker, do we need to make a statement
Motion carried.
since we have come out of executive session?
But you're not taking any action.
Yes. Okay, will someone please state that that no action was taken in executive session?
No action was taken in executive session.
And is that all you said? Yeah. So that's legal? And
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
we have a motion and a second for adjournment. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandy, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you all. Richard, I'm here to